Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. We've got a seriously beautiful and honestly super important topic to explore together today. And to help us navigate the whole thing, we're joined by a perfectly extraordinary child named Sunny and her glowing, highly talkative brain named Sparky. Just picture Sunny living in this vibrant, bustling neighborhood, right? The kind filled with tinkling rainbow wind chimes and giant sunflower gardens swaying in the breeze. And Sparky, well, as Sparky loves to point out, Sparky is the very best part of Sunny. They are here to take us on a journey to help both kids and parents truly understand how some minds work in their own completely unique, spectacular way. So get comfortable, settle in, and let's explore something wonderful together. Okay, let's dive into this. The big bouncing question of the day is, what is autism? Think of this question just bursting onto the scene with upbeat, bright, completely uncontrollable energy. It's a word we hear out in the real world all the time, right? Maybe at school, at the doctor's office, or hanging out on the playground. But today, we're going to look at it through a completely fresh, vibrant lens. We are absolutely not going to use boring textbook definitions here. No way. Instead, we really want to capture that pure curiosity kids have when they discover something brand new. We want to understand what it actually feels like, looks like, and sounds like to be beautifully autistic. Just imagine Sunny bursting out of her front door, stopping dead in her tracks to watch a tiny insect crawling on a leaf and just shouting out, "Did you know beetles have been on Earth for over 300 million years?" She immediately shares this amazing little fact with just incredible passion. And Sparky, hovering right beside her head and leaving this brilliant trail of sparkles in the air, proudly declares, "I knew that because we knew that." This super specific, absolutely fascinating fact about beetles sets such a warm and relatable stage for us. It shows us that Sunny has these deep, passionate interests, and it perfectly introduces the incredibly fun, supportive dynamic between a girl and our beautifully active mind. So, if we peek at how brains operate, we might see one brain wired with really straightforward, rigid, predictable lines. It goes from point A to point B in a completely straight path. But right next to it, an autistic brain features these wild, colorful, completely beautiful looping connections. It twists, it turns, it literally sparkles with vibrant colors. As Sparky explains it, autism is simply a word that describes this different ways some people's brains are wired. The brain with the colorful loops? It's not broken. It isn't wrong. It's just beautifully, wonderfully wired differently, finding its own magical, unique path to get to the exact same destination. Now, this right here is a deeply important message for everyone watching, especially for kids and parents who are figuring this out together. Autism is not a sickness. Sunny wants to reassure us that you cannot catch autism like a cold. You don't just sneeze and suddenly become autistic. And it definitely isn't an illness that needs to be cured or fixed with medicine. Instead, it's a completely different way of thinking. It's a different way of feeling, communicating, and just an entirely different way of experiencing the whole wide world around you. It's simply part of who a person is, right down to their colorful, looping wiring. When people talk about autism, you'll often hear them use the word spectrum. But what does that word actually mean? Well, think of it like a beautiful rainbow stretching across the sky. Imagine Sparky projecting a glowing, vibrant rainbow arc right across the room for us. A rainbow isn't just a single color like red or blue, right? It includes every single rich, infinite, blending shade in between. And that means every single autistic person is entirely different from one another. Some might be bright yellow, others deep indigo. It's a full 360 degrees circle of personality, preference, and experience. Basically, if you've met one autistic person, you've only met one autistic person. And this brilliantly illustrates how that beautiful spectrum shows up in real life. It comes out through a wonderfully diverse array of special interests and preferences. You see, some autistic kids love the bustling energy of big crowds, while others totally prefer the quiet comfort of just having one or two close friends. And many have one deeply special interest they could literally talk about forever with absolute joy. For Sunny, obviously it's Beatles, but it could just as easily be memorizing the schedules of high-speed trains, exploring the rings of distant planets, identifying every single species of dinosaur, or just getting completely lost in art, music, or coding. Every single one of those interests is fantastic, and diving deep into them brings so much happiness. Now, because of that beautiful looping brain wiring we saw earlier, being autistic can mean the world sometimes feels a little louder. Think about a really busy school playground, or the hum of a refrigerator, or even just everyday background noises that most people might just automatically block out. For someone with autism, those sound waves can amplify. They can wash over them like a giant wave, making things feel really big, intense, and frankly, pretty overwhelming. It's like the world just turns up the volume without even asking. And when the volume is cranked up to maximum like that, It can make it really, really hard to concentrate or feel safe. But hey, here is the really great news. There are some highly effective ways to manage that sensory overload. When those sounds feel really big and seem to just take up the entire room, there's a super simple tool that can help. Just popping on a pair of noise-canceling headphones can bring this instant wave of pure calm and relief. All that heavy, overwhelming noise just sort of fades away. And listen, using tools like headphones is absolutely not a weakness. Tools are exactly that. They're helpful items meant to make life a little easier. Choosing to use them to protect your peace is incredibly smart and honestly wonderfully empowering.
Another really important part of thinking differently is how information is processed and understood. Sometimes an autistic child might just need a little more time, or perhaps a slightly different kind of explanation to fully grasp something. To the outside world, it might just look like a kid is staring out a window, maybe looking distracted or zoned out. But parents, listen closely to this. Inside, they are processing deeply. There is an entire fascinating universe of thought happening right behind their eyes. Processing takes time. It takes patience. And giving a child that necessary time to put all those puzzle pieces together in their mind is something that should always be respected and celebrated.
Okay, so this brings us to a really wonderful, comforting concept called stimming. What exactly is stimming? Well, it's when autistic people move their bodies or make sounds in ways that just feel really, really good to them. It can look like a lot of different things depending on the person. It might be gently rocking back and forth, spinning around in joyful little circles, humming favorite tune, or gently flopping their hands while relaxing on a soft beanbag at home. When we imagine Sunny flopping her hands, we see a face showing pure, peaceful relief. It's just a natural, brilliant release of energy.
So the crucial point is that stimming actually helps regulate big feelings. It isn't just something random, and it's definitely not something to be discouraged. Science tells us it actually works beautifully to provide genuine calm and relief when the world gets to be a bit much, or even when someone is just incredibly excited. As Sunny tells us with this gentle, knowing smile, if you stim, that is wonderful. And if someone you love stims, let them do it. Support them. It is a truly beautiful thing to allow people to find their calm and express their joy in whatever way naturally works for their wonderfully wired brain.
Now, I know it's true that being autistic can sometimes feel a little lonely. Sometimes it might feel like the world just wasn't quite built for you, or that people just don't understand your unique, colorful loops. But I want to tell you a secret. You are never alone. You are part of a massive, vibrant community of millions of glowing, wonderful autistic people all over the entire world. We are talking about kids on the playground, grown-ups in busy offices, brilliant artists creating masterpieces, groundbreaking scientists making new discoveries, dedicated teachers, and incredible dreamers. They are literally everywhere, and each one is shining brightly with their own warm, unique inner light. Let's move to and see how this builds into this incredibly sincere, beautiful truth delivered straight from Sunny to everyone watching. Your brain is not broken. Your feelings are not too much. You are exactly who you are supposed to be. I really want every child and every parent out there to hear that clearly. Their differences are absolutely not mistakes. The things that make you different are the exact things that make you perfectly extraordinary. This is just a message of pure, radiant acceptance. It's like a warm, glowing light that fills the room and reminds us all that being exactly who you are is more than enough.
We all have our own ways of feeling the world, our own deep passions, and our own beautiful, colorful, looping connections inside our minds. So whether you're a kid watching this, a parent, a teacher, or a friend, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. How are you wonderfully wired? Seriously, I want you to go out and celebrate your own unique differences today. Embrace the things that make you stand out. Thank you so much for joining Sunny, Sparky, and me for this explainer. Remember to always stay curious, be kind to one another, and please keep shining your unique light.